Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm very excited for today's video. It is going to be another update. I believe we are on update number 9 in the deck of painting project pan that was created by Emily from Emily and Max. You guys know how much I love and adore Emily, so I will have her channel linked down below, as well as her introduction video, as well as all other information pertaining to this project, as well as how many goals I've hit so far this year and all the product links to the products that I am currently working on. I feel like my update for this time around in some regards is like a complete win, and then in some regards is a total fail. I don't have any rollouts today. I am still going to roll in a card or roll a product in. This is a prompt-based game style project based on a deck of cards, but there are 3 products I feel like will for sure be a rollout next update, and the fun in this project is rolling in new things. I've also just been having so much fun with makeup again, so I want to roll in 1 to 2 more cards regardless of the fact that I have literally nothing to roll up. My only rule to myself is, girl, unless you absolutely have to, do not roll in a lip product. If you guys are interested in my update, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project painting content, palette themed content, or just hanging out and chit-chatting about makeup, that is what we do over on this channel, so I hope you'll consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. I'm not always the best at remembering what I rolled each of these prompts in for, so I'll post the prompt on the screen as we go along. We can start with something that is a total fail and shouldn't have been. And if I had looked at the products that were in this project prior to filming today, I could have potentially saved myself and had this as a rollout, but alas, I did not. And I have the Natasha Denona Mini Retro here, which I believe I rolled in for the prompt No Pan Left Behind. And that just means I have to use every single pan of eyeshadow within this palette at least 1 time before I can roll it out. I have not reached for this palette at all. I have been bringing in a lot of palettes and doing some palette reviews, so my time has kind of been dispersed amongst other things. But this is such a beautiful palette. This shade Galaxy is one of my favorite shades in my entire collection, so I want to make sure I don't forget about this one next update, and this should absolutely be a rollout next update. We can talk about 2 other fails. I don't know if I reached for either of these one time, and I can't remember the prompt that I rolled either of these in for. The first that I have is the Fenty Heat in the shade Hot Cherry. I am still about halfway through with this product. I swear I've been trying to pan this for several years, and this is like the one lip plumper in my collection that irritates my lips the most. This is like as far as I'll go in terms of a lip plumper. Otherwise, I just don't care and won't do a lip plumper. But this is irritating. It is a really beautiful sheer red though. Should I? No, I'm not gonna. Should I layer it? No. I should bring this to work though and try and get some use out of it at work. My goal is to finish this up. We have 2 updates left because 2 updates left, 2 months left. Like if I heavily focus on a Fenty Beauty product, I can finish it relatively quickly, I feel. But I could totally see this one still having product in it at the end. Nevertheless, my goal is still to finish this product, and we failed at that one. And then I rolled in a little mini Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Champ Stamp Fantasy, which I had already removed the stopper last update when I had pulled this out. And then I put it in my little panning organizer back here and totally forgot about it. I was just focused on other things that I was wearing to work and things like that, so this just never came with me. It is a beautiful, beautiful lip gloss, and with a little bit of effort, this is something that I absolutely can and should have as a rollout next update as well. My goal is to finish this. I also don't remember the prompt that I rolled this in for, so hopefully YESStyle is posting that on the screen for you. I would love to, and I do believe that I can have this as an empty before the end of the year, because I need to move as many lip products out of my collection still as humanly possible. I am terrified to see my year-end lip numbers. And then we can talk about another lip product next. This is the Lawless Forget the Filler, and I had originally rolled this in the shade Juicy Watermelon, and I rolled this in for the prompt Copycat because Sarah Rose had panned the Lawless Forget the Filler in Juicy Watermelon earlier this year. I had that product. I was almost done with it. I cannot find that anywhere. I swear it was at my desk at work, but I have like rummaged around every possible place it could be at work. Can't find it. I have cleaned my car. I've looked underneath the seats. I cannot find it. I swear it's gonna pop up one day and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah. And if it doesn't pop up, That'll be really sad because that was so close to being an empty, and that could have been an empty lip product. The last couple updates, I told you guys I was going to focus on Rosy Outlook instead, but I decided to pull out Lavender Sorbet, which is on my lips right now, and I have been focused on this the last couple of weeks. I'm so close to needing to take the stopper out of this one. Like, we have heavy windowing. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but I feel like the majority of the product is like settled at the bottom here, and that being said, it's like there's just not a lot of product left in here. So I feel like this is coming to work with me today and all week. I honestly feel like if I were to work on this all week, I could have this as an empty by the end of the week. So that would be exciting to have another lip product empty. We need to have more lip product empties. Goal is to finish this up. I should really have no problem doing that. And then the final product to update you on, and the one with the most success this month, is my Milk Hydra Grip and Glow Primer, which I rolled in, I believe, for the prompt primer. And these are my line markings for the last couple of months. As you can tell, I had a major jump. I've started to do my makeup more, and I did a couple of makeup palette reviews, eyeshadow palette reviews on my channel this past month, and there was multiple days throughout this month that on the weekends I was doing my makeup 2 or 3 times in a day, and every time I did it I would use this primer. So this has gotten a ton of use this month, and this absolutely should be an empty by next month, which will be really exciting because I did purchase this product this year, and I always love to have a couple of products that I purchased and used within the same year. This is something that I enjoyed, but I won't buy again. I think there's other gripping primers on the market that are less expensive, and I'd rather just buy a less expensive alternative. Also, the gold shift in this, like if you don't rub it out right, it can get caught in your brows kind of weird. There can be spots on your face that like are more golden than others. So it just doesn't necessarily like blend out the most seamlessly, and sometimes I would like to wear this as just like a standalone product without any foundation on top. So once this is done, this is truly done, I won't replace this primer with the same primer, at least. Not saying that I won't buy another primer, I just might, but it won't be this one. That being said, I actually think these 4 could be rollouts by the next update. This one's gonna take a little bit of time, but I have my deck of cards here, and I think maybe I'll grab 2. I'm like, do I do 2 or 3? There's only 2 updates left, so I feel like maybe I should just pick 2 so that I don't completely overwhelm myself. Maybe we'll see what 2 we get, and then if they are prompts that I can pick easy products for, maybe I'll pick a 3rd. Hopefully you guys can hear me shuffling here. I promise that I'm actually shuffling. With my luck, especially because I'm about to say it out loud, with my luck I'll get the Joker, which is like the one card you don't want to get. It stands for Are You Joking? And you're supposed to work on a product that you really don't want to pan. That being said, let's draw our cards. Up first, we have the Queen of Spades, which the face cards are always the same. Those don't get shuffled. All of the other cards get shuffled every month. Ooh, and we have 2 queens. We have the Queen of Hearts. I'm gonna pull the game board up, see what those prompts are, and then I'll pull it up for you guys so you can see too, and we'll see if we'll also grab a 3rd card. I don't know. The queens. Okay, we have the Queen of Spades, which is pick your space. Only rule with that is we have to stay within the spade prompts. I do always like that prompt. I think that's a fun one. Oh, and then the Queen of Diamonds is also pick your space. Okay. Well, let's see what prompts are within those. But I feel like should we just pick a 3rd card? Should we just pick a 3rd card off the top? Why not? We're just gonna have a little fun in this video. Oh, we have a diamond. So I guess we're for sure working on the 9 of Diamonds. And the 9 of Diamonds is, oh, a wild card. Wow. Deck of Panning is like really just being so nice to me today. Wild card means I get to choose any product that I want to work on. So while we're in the diamond area, at least I'm looking at it, you're probably looking at the whole game board. I'm gonna read off the rest. We have Affordable, Oh the Shame, which is a product that's like been in your collection, but like you haven't opened it or started testing it yet. Something similar to that. A lip product, I said no lip products. We have a fragrance, ooh, I feel like I might do a fragrance. I have a good idea for that one. Fantasy Self, which is like something that you have in your collection that like you wouldn't necessarily wear on the daily, but you don't declutter it because it reminds you of your fantasy self. We have Glittery Wild Card, which obviously we just drew and I don't want to repeat. Wish You Returned, and a non-makeup item. I think I'm going to choose a fragrance for that one because that'll be relatively easy. And I do have one that I would like to finish before the end of the year. And then finally, we have the Queen of Spades. So let's go through all of these spades. We have Represent Another Project, Splurge, Favorite Category, Pop Culture, Seasonal, Astrology Sign, something in Mocha Mousse, which is the Pantone color of the year, Metallic, or Chopping Block. I'm tempted to go with, I have an idea for Splurge, but I don't know if I want to do that, or Chopping Block. Okay, I'm gonna go spend a little bit of time with my makeup collection and I'll be right back. Okay, I have everything picked. That took a little like talking to myself there. Okay, let's talk about the, well, let's go in order actually that we picked them. So we have the Queen of Spades first, which I decided to go with a chopping block product for the Queen of Spades. I do still have a bin of products that I filmed a chopping block on earlier this year, and then I like stopped doing my makeup. Slowly I've been kind of working my way through the bin. Like I just pulled out the What's Up Beauty bronzer a couple of weeks ago. I have not been able to put that down, so that is safe off the chopping block. But it encouraged me to start going through the other things to make sure I know whether or not I really am ready to declutter something, which my declutter series will probably be starting in the next 3 weeks or so, or if it's something that I end up falling in love with. So I'm going to roll in my Say Glow Sculpt in Pink Glow for this. I love a pink highlighter, and I know this is supposed to be more of like a blush topper. I've really struggled with this product because it is, there it is swatched right there. It's like too dark almost to be a highlight for me, but then I haven't found a way to like wear it as a blush topper just because I'm usually not wearing like a cream blush topper. So that being said, I have really kind of leaned on the side of I think I am going to declutter this, but I remember just being so excited when this launched and released, and I don't know that I have truly tried every possible way to make this work for me. So I'm going to give myself not a 10 use goal, but a 7 use goal. We're going to go between 5 and 10. I'm going to give myself a 7 use goal with this. Try and have this as a rollout next update too, just because by the time next update comes around, it'll be decision making time for my declutter series. So this is rolling in for a chopping block item. Then I have the Queen of Hearts, which I decided to go with a fragrance, and I'm gonna roll in the Replica Jazz Club fragrance. And as you can tell, I'm maybe just like slightly over halfway through with this. I have so many fragrances in my collection. I have so many full size, I have so many travel size, I have so many sample size. And so I want to start to work my way through some of them. Some of them I've kept around, not completely using them up, because a lot of my travel size ones I bought to like remind me of a memory that I brought on a trip. This is one that I did bring on a trip. I will say, yeah, it does kind of. I'm like, this one isn't maybe as closely scent memory tied, but I also used to own this prior to going on that trip. Oh yeah, it is actually bringing back trip memories. This is something though I like so much, I would potentially buy this again, and I just kind of want to use this up. I just want to have a little bit of less stuff in my collection, free out the clutter, and then make a decision on, you know, things that I want to repurchase and rebuy. So I would like to finish this before the end of the year. That is going to be my goal. I feel like I shouldn't have a problem with that because this is a scent I feel like I definitely can get away with for the fall. I wore this to work a couple of times last week, and I was worried it would be a little bit too heavy for work, but I actually did get compliments on it. So I'm just gonna keep wearing it. I obviously just sprayed it on myself today, so it's gonna get used. And then finally, the 9 of Diamonds was a wild card product, and I'm gonna roll in another primer. For this, I was kind of looking through my makeup collection and I was like, what do I think I could realistically still potentially finish before the end of the year, just to try and increase my makeup empties. I'm almost done with this gripping primer, and gripping primers are what I love. So I'm gonna roll in the e.l.f. Power Grip Niacinamide Primer. I actually purchased this earlier this year as well, so if I do finish this off, that would be another primer bought in finished in the same year. But as you can tell, I don't have a ton of this left. I do feel like I go through the e.l.f. primers relatively quickly. I do still have the Jelly Pop primer in my collection, so I will still have a gripping primer in my collection even if I finish both of these. I'm also eyeing the gripping primer that Fenty just launched just because I'm curious, but my goal is going to be to finish this up, and I don't think this will be empty by the next update. Possibly, there's definitely a possibility, but for sure by the finale, I think I should have no problem finishing this one up. So that is what I'm going to do. And after that, that is going to wrap up and conclude today's update for my Deco Panning Project Pan. As always, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. What is the product that you have most recently either hit a pan on or emptied out in your collection? Let a girl know. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting me and my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.